You know, that feeling when your phone buzzes, maybe a suspicious OTP request, or you get an email that just feels, well, wrong.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We all know it.
Cybercrime, right? Phishing, UPI scams, those OTP frauds. It feels like it's just everywhere now.
It really is a constant background hum of threat.
But what if a city, like, really decided to fight back, to build a kind of digital fortress? That's what we're diving into today. Operation Codebreak in Agra, India. It looks like it might actually be revolutionizing how we tackle these digital criminals.
Well, it's a fascinating case study.
So our mission here is to unpack the key stuff from the news reports you shared about this operation. We want to get a handle on how this city is using, well, pretty cutting-edge tech and some smart strategies against what's really a global issue. Give you the quick version on this important shift.
And what's really interesting, I think, is how Operation Codebreak shows this pivot in law enforcement strategy.
A pivot how?
Well, it's moving away from just reacting after a crime happens. They're trying to be proactive, using tech against these, frankly, very sophisticated digital threats.
So not just chasing shadows after the money's gone.
Exactly. It's about getting ahead, trying to disrupt these networks before they cause major harm.
Okay, so Agra's fighting back. Let's paint the picture. What's the battlefield look like? What kind of cybercrime is Operation Codebreak actually targeting?
They're going after the big ones, the ones you mentioned. OTP frauds, phishing attacks, UPI scams. But there's a really crucial focus on what are called mule account operations.
Mule accounts. Okay, unpack that a bit.
So for anyone who doesn't know, these are basically the money laundering pipelines for cybercriminals. They're bank accounts sometimes belonging to people who don't even know, or maybe they were coerced, used to quickly move illicit money around.
Ah, so they funnel the stolen cash through these accounts.
Precisely. They're the critical link, you know? The weak point in the financial chain of these scams, hitting those disrupts the whole process.
That makes sense. So you're not just stopping one person's loss, you're attacking the whole financial mechanism behind it.
Exactly. You're hitting their cash flow, choking the financial arteries of these criminal groups.
And this Operation Codebreak, it's citywide, led by DCP Sonam Kumar.
That's right, a dedicated initiative. And they've already seen some pretty immediate results.
Yeah, the reports mention 4 arrests, but also FIRs. That's first information reports, like formal complaints against 910 others across 3 police stations.
Yeah, it shows they're casting a really wide net right from the start, not just a few key players, but looking at the broader network.
Okay, so the big question then is how? How are they managing this? What's the engine driving this proactive fight?
The core, technologically speaking, is the central government's Pratibimb portal.
Pratibimb, okay.
Yeah, it was developed by I4C, that's the Indian Cybercrime Coordination Center under the Ministry of Home Affairs, and this thing has some serious capabilities. We're talking deep IP tracing, sophisticated digital footprint analysis, mapping out how different accounts are linked across various platforms.
Wow.
What that gives law enforcement is essentially real-time monitoring of the cybercriminals' infrastructure. It lets them respond incredibly quickly.
Right. So you raised the question earlier, how does that real-time capability change the game?
Fundamentally. I mean, it shifts them from investigating after the crime, trying to piece things together, to actively tracking and disrupting these operations almost as they happen. It's a huge difference.
And you're saying Agra is really pioneering this, using this portal in a new way.
Exactly. Agra is among the very first cities to really lean into Pratibimb's real-time GIS infrastructure mapping.
GIS. Geographic Information System, like mapping.
Yeah. Think of it as visualizing the criminal infrastructure, both physical and digital locations, on a live map. It turns all that complex data into something they can act on immediately.
That's a massive leap from just reacting to old data. It's almost predictive.
It moves towards predictive disruption, absolutely.
Okay, that tech sounds incredibly powerful. But what about on the ground? How does this tech translate into, actual policing work? What are the other parts of Operation Codebreak?
Right. It's not just the tech, which is key. They're doing other things, too. For instance, these cyber JanSunwai sessions at police stations.
JanSunwai. Like public hearings or meetings?
Sort of, yeah. Public interface sessions.
Perhaps.
And they're using something called Kanban methodology to manage these.
Kanban. Like the workflow system.
Exactly. It's fascinating, this blend of high-tech tools and direct public engagement. Kanban gives them a visual way to track every complaint, manage the process in real time, almost like a project management board for fighting cybercrime. It helps coordinate between the person complaining and the cyber cell much more effectively.
Okay, so better case management, essentially.
And faster. Plus, they're focusing heavily on rapid freezing of fraudulent accounts, stopping the money flow immediately.
Real-time fraud resolution, as they call it.
Yes, which hits the criminal's bottom line straight away. And crucially, they've built strong collaboration channels.
With who?
Banks, telecom providers, other agencies. You need all those players working together to track and block these illicit fund transfers quickly.
Makes sense. It's an ecosystem problem, needs an ecosystem solution.
Precisely. And they've also identified specific high-risk zones in the city for continuous monitoring. So it's targeted, not just scattergun.
It really sounds like a multi-layered approach, not just relying on tech, but integrating it with community outreach, process management, and partnerships. And links back to what DCP Sonam Kumar said, right, about adapting strategies to match the criminals and building this technology-driven, citizen-centric policing.
Exactly. It's using every tool available smartly.
So let's just circle back to the impact numbers again. 4 arrests, okay, but 910 FIRs filed, and these are under the IT Act and also the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, that's India's new criminal code.
Right, which shows the legal side is also adapting to these newer forms of crime.
And filed across multiple locations, reinforcing that wide net.
Yeah.
With that consistent focus, as you said, on the mule accounts.
Yes, always trying to sever that financial lifeline.
So, stepping back, looking at the bigger picture, what does Agra's success here really mean?
Well, if this model proves sustainable and effective, it could genuinely become a blueprint. A new standard for how cities, maybe even regions, tackle cybercrime.
Not just in India.
Potentially. But certainly, the hope within India is that this model gets replicated in other districts that are hotspots for cybercrime. It's a shift from defense to proactive offense.
Using data and mapping to get ahead.
To get inside their operations before the damage is done. Weaponizing intelligence, essentially.
It really does show how a focused strategy, blending that cutting-edge tech with smart, practical policing, can make a real dent in these complex digital crimes. It feels like a glimpse into, well, the future of policing in our hyper-connected world.
Definitely. And this deep dive into Agra's Operation Codebreak, it isn't just a story about one city. It really makes you think, doesn't it? How these integrated, tech-heavy approaches might reshape our collective digital security everywhere.
Redefining what's possible in protecting people online.
Exactly. So the question it leaves us with is, what does this evolution mean for your digital safety? And how might the whole landscape of crime and prevention change in the years ahead because of initiatives like this?